Rwanda is a small, landlocked nation about the size of Maryland, with few natural resources and a population of almost 13 million. For many of its people, Rwandan history is defined by the 1994 genocide that saw over 1 million people killed in a mere 100 days, many of them Hutus by their Tutsi neighbors. Millions of others were displaced into bordering countries: Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. 22 years later, the country has shown a remarkable recovery effort that has gifted Rwanda with greater government stability and infrastructure than many other African nations. However, many communities such as Nyanje, rural and made up of genocide survivors and Rwandan expatriates, still suffer from the lasting effects of the genocide. Nyanje is primarily made up of widows and children who rely on sustenance farming. In addition, a cooperative made up of about 20 members produces clay tiles and bricks for supplemental income. During our time in Rwanda, we got to know the community of Nyanje and were able to see these effects firsthand. For example, a leading woman in the community, Epiphany, indicated that her husband had fled after the genocide. As a militant from the genocide, he could not return to Rwanda. Epiphany was left behind to raise her 2 children alone. She struggles each day to produce for her family. Other members of the community shared similar stories to Epiphany. Poverty and dislocation from the genocide continues to affect communities such as Nyanje even today. Despite their circumstances, the community has reintegrated. In fact, no interviewees ever identified themselves as Hutu or Tutsi. They and many other Rwandans no longer pass down family surnames in an effort to remove Hutu and Tutsi associations. Just 6 years ago, several members of the Nyanje community united with the common goal of improving their lives through a tile-making business, creating a cooperative. Although the tile-making cooperative originally had more members, many have either died or given up on the cooperative. Stuck in a cycle of extreme poverty, these people barely make it from day to day. 5 families of the 20 in the cooperative do not even have homes and stay with the other members of the co-op. Members must navigate up and down steep hills to the local water source where they can fill up their jerry cans. Although they are weakened by hunger and malnutrition, these community members help themselves by making tiles to sell and support their families. The process is extremely arduous and taxing on the body. They must harvest, mix and press, fold, fire the tiles in their homemade kiln, and finally carry them all the way back. Despite this, the cooperative remains inspiringly optimistic. They are highly motivated to lift themselves out of poverty, seeing the tile-making cooperative as the best way to do this. Epiphany explained,
I might not get out of poverty soon, but my hope, the greatest hope I have is for my kids here at school. They might have better future because they are now going to school. That's my hope.
Okay. Others dream that the tiles would eventually allow them to start their own business, such as a restaurant or a salon. Our engineering project aims to improve their tile-making process. Through implementing a tile press and clay mixer, our EWB chapter seeks to empower members of the co-op to produce higher quality tiles. Hopefully, our tile press, clay mixer, and upcoming projects will accelerate their escape from poverty by allowing them to have greater access to schooling, healthcare, and basic human needs. The community's unity in working towards a more certain and prosperous future can be summed up by the brave doves of Nyanje. We are all Rwandans.